Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Tasha's Bible Vincent. And today I want to give our glory and praise to God for allowing us to see another day that's been promised to us sinners. And I want to thank you for tuning in to the rest of the day. And today, the verse of the day is coming from Matthew 24, verse 24 through 25. And it reads, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before." So, as you can see in this passage, God is warning us about people who's going to try to deceive us in the last days. And if you read the whole chapter of Matthew 24, God tells us to be aware. You're going to be deceived at least 3 times. He tells us 3 times, I've told you before, you're going to be deceived, you're going to be deceived, you're going to be deceived. Because people want to get that glory, that power of God, which they don't have. So in the last days, Satan comes up with this scheme of trying to get people to act as if they're like God. Because remember, Satan tried to be like God. And so if he can teach other people to be like God, people might think they have that type of power to try to deceive people. And a lot of people try to be like God. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of people try to be like God. A lot of people think that they're like God. Some priests sometimes think that they're just like God because of their title. But because of your title doesn't make you any better than God or like him. Because you can use your title just to get what you want. But at the end of the day, God is telling us to be careful, because a lot of people are going to come in his name and act as if they're God, and they're going to try to get you to worship them, to bow down to them. And God is telling us, be not deceived, because false prophets are in this world now, and especially the last days. Satan knows his time is up, and he's trying to do as much as possible to grab as much people that he possibly can, so he can take them to hell with him. So what better way than to get more people? God has a lot of followers. Satan don't have that much followers as God do. So why not act as if I'm like God, just to deceive them so I can get them to go into hell with me? So this is why God said you have to be careful when it comes to sheep, because sometimes sheep come to you and appear as their sheep, but underneath they're ferocious wolves. So if God is telling us do not be deceived, and he's telling us 3 times, he's warning us, listen, don't be deceived. We really need to be on the lookout, because if we don't, we're going to fall. Sometimes we have family members, they come to deceive you as well. It may not appear that way. Why? Because that's your family member. You would never think that your family member would deceive you, but God did say you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. You have enemies in your own household. God said you can't trust nobody but God. And that's true. I've come to believe that you can't trust nobody, because you don't know what people are capable of. People have murderers living in the same household as them and don't even know it. I was watching the news where a child killed his own mom. His own mom. So at the end of the day, we need to understand that when God tells us something, he's telling us for our greater good. Because we don't know what's going on in the world. We don't know what's about to happen. Only God knows. So if God is warning us, we need to listen. We need to listen. Especially now, you hear the rumors of wars and the famine, the earthquakes. We hear all of the birthing pains of the end. We see all of this. Why are we not trying to get closer to God? It's going to be harder. It's going to get harder. You even have some pastors who will pretend as if they're giving you the right word of God, and they'll be like, oh, God told me this. God put this in my spirit, or God this and God that. And sometimes them same pastors could deceive you as well. They said it's going to be a new religion. in the next months or years to come. A new religion? What is this new religion? So God is telling us that we need to be careful. You need to put on the full armor of God. You need to read the Bible to know the signs of evil. You need to know who is not of God, who is from God. Because from here on out, it's going to get even trickier. So we need to we need to wake up. We need to pay attention. Because if God is warning us, God has said, do not be deceived 3 times in this chapter. And this is not the only book that tells us to be careful of false prophets. There's more in the Bible, especially in the New Testament, because God already knew what Satan was going to do before he even did it. God already foreseen the future. So this is why God says, stay close to me. Keep watch. This is why God always tells us to keep watch, because we need to understand that these times are troubled times. Don't be deceived by people. Don't trust. I don't care if the person is your husband, your wife, boyfriend, mother, father, no matter who they are to you, your kids. You can't trust them. You cannot trust them. Because if God's telling us that we can't trust them, it's a reason why he's telling us this. So if God's telling us, hey, don't trust that child of yours, or don't trust this person, you have your own enemies living in your own household, God cannot be lying. Me, for my eyes, have seen that for myself, that people in your own home can deceive you, can be your worst enemy. This is why I say all the time, I stay to myself. I don't like to be around people, because especially if I know you're not on the path that I'm walking on, I don't need you with me, because you have people to come to you, and now it is becoming to be where I don't even want nobody in my house, because people come with spirits and you don't know what kind of spirits they come. They can know about the spirits, and they cannot know about the spirits. And then people come to your house and they tell you their problems, and after they leave, your spirit don't sit right with you. And then all of a sudden, bad things start happening in your life, and it was like, wow, ever since such and such person came to my house, and they did this and they did that, bad things been happening. But then again, maybe that's what Satan wants us to believe, that, oh, ever since you had such and such in your house, things have been happening. All because you're talking about the goodness of God and trying to pull that person towards the God. Now Satan put in your head, see, ever since this person came to your house, bad things have been happening. No, Satan, you allowing these bad things to happen. So we need to put on the full armor of God. That discernment spirit that we need to ask God for discernment, because even though sometimes God could send this person to you so you can help that person, but at the same time, Satan will put in your head that maybe this person don't come here with good intentions. Like me, I know God sent people to me so I can talk to them. Sometimes, they need help or certain things, or they need to, release some tension or whatever the case may be. And sometimes after I don't talk to these people, it's just a negative energy. But I need to also remember that this person came to me for help. God must have sent this person to me. Satan is probably put in my head that, oh, now this person came to you. Now you're having bad luck. Like, we need to understand, we need to differentiate what's God and what's not God. And if you're not sure, you really need to pray to God. Because just like how sometimes I think, just because this person came to my house, now all of a sudden, whatever this person was going through, now I'm going through it. Like, did this person just unleash their spirit into my home? But sometimes if it's like a pattern, like sometimes it be a pattern. They come to your house, they tell you about their problems, and then the same thing happen over and over and over again. So now it gets to a point where, you know what? I'm not going to keep this person out of my home because I think this is what Satan wants. Satan don't want me to help this person. Satan don't want me to save this person. So he's going to put in my head that every time this person comes to your house, bad things happen. You need to keep them out your house. Sometimes we need to sit back and literally think. Like I said, Satan tried to be like God. Satan knows scriptures in the Bible. So Satan only tempt you with the scriptures of the Bible. Because he knows, especially if he know you a Christian, you a God-going person, you a God-fearing person. If he knows this, oh, I got to come at her with the Bible. Because that's exactly how he comes to me. He comes to me with the Bible. Because, there's a part of the Bible where God says, stay away from wicked people. Satan could use that same thing just so you can't help that person give their life to God or help change the person's life or, trying to help that person in general. So Satan loves to quote the Bible, so we can't not understand that. So this is why God is telling us, do not be deceived by people. Do not be deceived by false prophets. We can, and to be honest with you, you can go to church every Sunday or every day and still be deceived by Satan. This is why I always say Satan is crafty. He is very, 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 very crafty. And this is why we have to keep our eyes open at all times. Because just when you think you good, you leave that little hole just so he can slip right in. And then he takes that little seed and he makes it into a big old thing. Because this is what Satan wants. He wants to get you off track, to be on his side. The more people he can get with him into hell, the more he feel like he can tell God, at least I had such and such of your people. The same people who said that they loved you, they worshiped you. I got these same people in hell with me. And I bet you that's what he's thinking about. Because Satan manipulates people. He really, really, really do. So we need to understand when we're helping people, we also need to pray. Pray before you talk to the person. Pray after you talk to the person. Pray after the person leaves. Because whatever spirit that's attacking them, they going to feel that they need to linger into this house. Especially my house. I'm a God-fearing person. I love God with all my heart. Everything about me is God. I pray. I read the Bible. I listen to gospel music. I watch gospel movies. And Satan knows all of this, right? So he will use the very people to come and drag you down. Like, the spirit will be like, wow, I need to get to this person. So the only person I know who be able to go over there and mess with her mind is this person. So when I say you have to pray when you're helping people, you have to, because we don't know what the devil is doing. So we need to understand that when the devil is planning things, he's planning things. And just as much as we should already have a plan in place, so when the devil come at us with this or that, we already know how to, beat him at his own game. So don't keep people out your house, especially if they need counseling when it comes to God. They need help when it comes to God. I know I'd be like, keep people out your house. That is true. You should keep certain people out your house. But when people are seeking help, you should help them, because the fact that this person need help, Satan don't like the fact that they need the help. And hey, Satan sometimes sometimes try to beat us at our own game. So we just need to know when things are of Satan and things that's of God. We just need to ask God for discernment and know that what it is that God wants us to do and what it is that Satan wants us to do. We just need the discernment of that. We need to pray about it, and we need to ask God to help us in those, because there's people that really, really need our help. And the fact that we think it's Satan that's sending these people because these people are full of wickedness, we can miss our blessings in those. So we should try to help everyone that comes towards us. But if these people, they're the way they are and they don't want to change, and they still, how they feel about God, that's the type of people that you need to keep out your house. But if somebody comes to you and they want to know about God, they want to get closer to God, those are the ones that you need to help. That's the discernment that you need. People who are seeking God. But then again, you have people who seek God and who's not fully seeking him. They just want to make it seem like you're good. Like, not you're good, they make it seem like they want you to see that they're trying. They want you to see that they want to do good and all that stuff. I'm not the person that you need to prove that to. Because no matter how many times you come to me and ask me for help, it's not me that you got to prove that to. You got to prove it to God. You got to make God believe that you need that help, that you're seeking him for that guidance. So it's not me that you need to worry about. It's our Father who is in heaven. So we can't play with God. We can't act like, we got this and we can hide stuff from him. We can't hide nothing from God. Satan messes with our minds. So don't think that what you're doing, you're pleasing me. Don't please me. Please God. Because that's the only one who needs your attention right now. So the verse of the day is from Matthew 24, verse 24 to 25. And it reads, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before." So God said, behold, I have told you before, meaning God told us this. He keeps telling us this. Like, I'm telling y'all that this is what's going to happen, especially in the last days. Satan is going to try to manipulate a lot of people into doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. So, there's a lot of stuff that, that can cause you to go to hell and cause you to commit so much grievous sin, fornications, adulterers, sexual immorality. All these stuff will lead to destruction of you if you don't repent and give your life to God. Because at the last days, we need to know who is the sheep and who are the wolves. And we should be able to tell the wolves that's underneath sheep's clothing. So we need to pray. We need to ask God for discernment, and we need to keep our eyes open, because the devil is out here lurking, and he is trying to devour whomever he can, especially God's people. So put on the full armor of God and know that God is here for you. No matter what it is that you need, he is here. Just pray to him. That's all he's waiting on, is for you to pray to him. I want to thank you for watching my video today. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on that post notification bell for every time I upload a video. You'll be the first one to know. I want you to know that God loves you. I love you. And I pray that you have a blessed day, and I see you guys in my next video. Bye.